Join me as we go speak to eyewitnesses that have encountered the elusive creature known as Sasquatch. Thousands of people have seen this elusive creature nationwide. As you know, I have too. This is what has pushed me and driven me to investigate this subject more and to speak with so many eyewitnesses that have also encountered this hominid species. So come with me as we embark on this mission to see what we can find. And if we're lucky, the truth will reveal itself.
So you may be asking what we're doing in Safeway. This is my friend Tom.
Hello, good people of the camera world.
Yeah. The nice thing about Cara Springs is that we're right next to National Forest in the foothills. So what are we doing, you ask? Well, there's a lot of snow outside, and we decided, okay, it's relative to where you are. There's a lot of snow if you're in Florida, but we're gonna go hike it into the foothills. But we're bringing treats. So we just stopped by, we ran over here from Tom's place, and we're going to grab a little bit of food and some beer.
Yeah.
So, all right, we got our beer.
Beer and food.
And now,
Packed down.
yeah, we just have to figure out, our sense of direction because we don't actually know where we're going.
West, northwest.
That's, okay. I was like, that's north, bro. All right, let's do this.
We're going this way, kind of, aren't we?
All right.
What up?
Here we are. We've been running through this beautiful country. Now you can be in the frame, yeah.
I'm in the frame, bro.
Yeah, that's fine. I just wanted to show them the cliffs behind us.
Now I'm erupting the cliffs. My name is Tom. I know a cliff. He's a nice guy.
There you have it. Now we know.
Now we know. And knowing is some of the battle.
It's half the battle.
I wouldn't give it half.
That's good. Stop. You ready to go?
Whoa!
Kind of a bigger drop off than I thought.
Bigger drop off than you thought.
Yeah, alright, let's go.
Oh!
It's been a long time since we've done this. I'm getting back into the rhythm of things, but we're definitely in some beautiful areas. Oh, it's slippery. Might have to put on the micro spikes. Some of us brought them. You having a good time?
Yes.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, brother Matt.
Oh, look at that. That is beautiful. All right, so anyway, what I was gonna say first was we made it to our spot. We're gonna get a fire going, and I'll show you this beautiful area. It's like a rock, like garden or amphitheater.
Yeah, mini amphitheaters, definitely designed for an anarchy music event.
And then I was gonna say cheers, and we were both gonna open it together.
But I, as you heard, got a little excited about beer, as I will do. Cheers.
Cheers, brother.
Hey, brother.
Yeah.
Good work, man.
Yeah.
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh.
Oh, it tastes so good after like a nice hike.
It does.
Oh, yeah. All right, we're gonna get the fire going, eat a little bit, and tell you guys a story that happened to us some years ago, and why I stopped going into the woods at night.
Unless he's with me, because I'm at peace with these critters.
So I've been gathering wood like a regular person off of the easy tree limbs, but not Tom. Tom likes to go above and beyond. And when I mean above, I mean literally above. There he is. He said, forget like the easy stuff. He wants to get the ones way up high. And there he is. Thanks, Tom.
You're welcome, Matt.
It was worth it.
Not getting snow on your backpack.
So here's my stuff that I grabbed, and Tom is yet to collect his. And yes, he did throw a bunch of excess snow on my stuff. But oh, but look at this, my beer. Yeah, I like Corona. Look at, oh my gosh.
Nope.
You gonna hop? You gonna do it?
Yes.
So as you can see, my Corona's full of snow now since Tom.
Well, it's gonna be snow and stick. Cause dude, that's a good harvest. You'll see.
What? Oh, the. Look, Tom, you got all those sticks there. You threw them in those nice piles.
Fire.
What?
Did you get it going?
Yeah, I used the lighter though.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I was like, it's so frozen. It's because it was frozen. That's why it wasn't working.
So you kind of have to warm it up in.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to look it up because there has to be something. Maybe I have to have it in my pocket like the lighter.
Yeah.
So it's lesson learned, you know. All right, I'm gonna turn this off from right now. All right. Well, we're cooking our wieners
Wiener cooking.
over the fire.
It's beginning to look a lot like wiener cooking.
And to be fair, by cooking we just mean heating up because these are already pre-cooked.
Yep.
So
Wild
Good.
pre-cooked sausages.
good times, yeah.
We hunted them out on these hills.
We did.
Yep.
We're professional wiener hunters.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
These are apple mixed with apple wieners.
Wild apple.
Wild apple wieners. They're very rare.
Rare.
Yeah.
Rare wild apple wieners.
You can only find them during winter.
In the meat section.
Meat section. But you have to go a safe way to get it.
It's a Safeway forest.
Oh, yours is screaming, dude.
Yep. Wiener explosion.
So here we are.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Fireside chats.
You guys are in luck tonight because we're actually going to talk about my second encounter with what I believe to be these hominid species. And it was the night that sealed the deal that stopped me from wanting to come out at night ever again the way we're doing tonight. So I've come a long way since then. And joining me here is my good friend Tom.
Hello.
There have been many people that I go running around the forest and the wilderness with, but there's only one person that can beat me, and that's him. So he's a great inspiration to me. He's very modest and proud, so I expect a lot of that.
This is true. Well, okay, maybe. This man runs hard, that's all.
See, here we go again.
But
Anyway,
I also run hard.
so what we used to do is we used to play this game, and hopefully start playing it again now that I have more courage. This game called Hunter. And basically what this game is that we'll go out into the middle of the night like we are here, and believe it or not, like there is like a chair here. What is this called? A bench.
Yeah, bench.
That's literally in the middle of nowhere.
Middle of the forest.
It's this rock garden that I wish I could really show you, but it's just too, like, there's just snow everywhere, so you can't really appreciate how amazing this
It's a
place
little
is.
amphitheater.
Yeah, it's like an amphitheater, and I need to research the history and find out. My knees are burning right now.
Yep.
Because the fire's so like hot. Just so you all know, we may have to like
We may have to move.
scoot. You know, we're gonna scoot the chair back right now. Come on.
2, 3. Right there.
Where do you feel?
We going back to the next level because there's
that's
another
good.
chair. Okay.
Yeah, you gonna feel good there?
Yeah, I think so.
All right.
Or another stair. All right.
Okay.
Welcome back to Fireside Chats.
Or
We're
back
a
to
little farther
Fireside
away.
Chats.
We're a little farther away from the
And
fire now.
we're 2 beers in. Well, how much beer is it? How many ounces?
I'm seeing the name Western
Was
Slope.
it like 20 or something? 24?
24 fluid ounces.
24 ounces is our second one that we're on. Yeah. So it's tipsy and late night chats in the middle of nowhere. Anyway,
1:15 in the morning.
there you go. So
It's a legit snowstorm.
it is. It's still snowing out. Now, all right. So again, this game called Hunter, where we'll literally chase each other for miles at a time in the middle of the wilderness, like we are right now. A fantastic game. You know, you get your adrenaline going. You have to think. You have to be strategic, and it's a really intensive workout. So, Tom and I have been doing this like maybe every night or every other night, like a lot, like
For a while,
very
yeah.
consistently.
Yep.
And
Because it's a great fitness exercise, right? You get to go out, you push your buddies, you run hard, you have to climb, you have to duck, cover, run, so you at the end of the night you've done miles and you're way fitter and you've enjoyed it. You haven't noticed yourself getting your ass kicked.
Yeah, absolutely. It makes it way easier to get
Right.
to work out hard. So, on this particular night, which is actually maybe just, what would you say, like a mile behind us?
So
His
it's that,
location.
yeah, it's that entry to, or that little entry to the strip mine.
Yeah, a place
Right.
called the Scar
Just above Glen Eyrie, just to the north of Glen Eyrie.
and Flying W Ranch.
Yep.
So it's
South of Flying W Ranch, north of
Yeah.
Glen Eyrie, right? Yep.
yeah. So it's an area we've been coming to. I would say
For a
months,
while, yeah,
for
for a
months,
while, yeah,
for
yeah.
months. Like, and it was like
This was when I did that first night. It was right after I did that first night, Joe, right?
oh, I don't remember.
So that would have been 2014.
But yeah.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
thanks. We're getting embers all over us.
do you remember?
Makes it more exciting.
That's right, dude. You might just catch on fire.
Oh yeah. Anyway, so
That's us.
that is us. So we come to the same spot. Like, we're really familiar with this area. We've been running around here. We've been like exploring, and we have brought many people to play this game in this area. But normally we just play by ourselves because, like, you know, normally we're both willing and up for the challenge at, you know, a random moment's notice.
I'm physically able.
And physically able, yeah. There's not many people that keep up with us. Modest and proud.
Modest and proud.
Yeah. So,
Cocky and overconfident.
yeah, I get humbled in this experience. So, I get to the location first, and as usual, Tom is very, very late.
That's possible.
So
I can neither confirm or deny this accusation, but it is a possibility.
if you're like if you know how Garden of the Gods is, there's these big like hogbacks, like stones that are like going vertical, like big cliffs. It's basically like the strata layer that's been flipped vertically on its side. They're all around here. In fact, you might be able to see some behind us. I don't think so, but there's big ones like that there. So since he's running late,
That is part of one right there.
yeah, I don't know if they can see it in the camera, but we'll try to.
Yeah.
We'll show you pictures though that we took tonight that look beautiful.
Yep.
By the way.
Crazy.
Anyway, so we go. I go. Sorry, he's not there yet. I'm there on time that we agreed upon.
It's possible. Again, I can either confirm or deny
So
these accusations.
I have so much time. I find a route all the way up this like hogback in the middle of the night. Okay, it's like 11:30, and I come up and I go down, and I find like this trail like in Glen Eyrie that like if you know the area, it's this trail that goes and stops at the memorial site, and it's the end of the trail. You have to turn back. So I go there, and I'm just waiting there, and I'm waiting for Tom to, you know, just get there.
Run into the valley. He's trying to track me and then hunt me.
Well, no.
The name of the game is Hunter.
The name of the game is
Right.
Hunter, and because originally I was supposed to hunt him, but because he was late, I'm like, well, okay, you have to hunt me now.
Yeah.
And-
So you sent some sort of message to me, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, we were texting each other. We could probably find the text if we looked far enough back. Anyway, so
NSA has the data. We might not.
I'm waiting there, and he finally arrives, And where I position myself, because we've been playing this game for a long time, and we like to challenge ourselves. So I put myself in a place where I'm pretty vulnerable, and my only egress routes are further into the wilderness, into more difficult terrain. But that's okay, right? Because I'm just playing with Tom, and it's just a fun game, and so we can like just push ourselves and make it more challenging. Now, what we learned long ago was to make the game more fun and effective. Is we will howl at each other, so that the other person has an idea where the other person's hiding, and so we can keep the game going. Just like that.
Hey, I'm over here.
Yeah, because if you hide too well, then the game gets stagnant and you're just really bored.
Turns out the forest is really big and it's easy for a human to just get lost.
Exactly. And you can hide really well and no one will ever find you.
Game over.
Game over, exactly.
No fitness fun.
Yeah, precisely. So he's flying there and we're howling at each other, and like I just hear the howls getting closer, as naturally you'd expect.
Yeah, because I'm tracking on him.
Yeah, because he's
I'm
coming towards
out,
me.
And the way we'd entered, we'd come in kind of a real steep in and out route of what could have been an easy access canyon, but we went in
The hard way.
The hard way, directly up the first ridge. And down the other
Naturally,
side.
of course.
Yep. Rather than come in up the creek, the path of least resistance, the waterway.
Yeah.
So now he's in there. I'm hearing him howl. I'm coming. I'm following.
All right, so I'm hearing the howls getting closer and closer, as you'd expect, as he's getting closer to me. And then on one of the last howls, I hear it sounds like he's far away again, which I dismiss, right? Because I'll howl like quieter and away from his location,
Yeah,
just so he thinks I'm further away, so he'll keep howling, so I get closer to him. So I think he's just feigning the howl.
And there are strategies, right? Like, so you can get into like
Absolutely.
valleys or around rocks and howl into your hand and howl facing a different direction or howl into the wind to try and subtly change the signature that your buddies are receiving.
Absolutely, to throw the opponent off.
Yep.
Now, so I just go quiet by this point because he's really close. And all of a sudden, I start hearing, like, going up this ravine, because remember, like, there's just like this big cliff behind me, and it's a steep ravine with a lot of gravel. I hear creak, creak, and I hear Tom creeping up this ravine to try to get around me, outflank me. We've been practicing this for a long time. Obviously, you're going to want to outflank me. And so I hear him the whole way. He's you can see him. He's a big guy. And obviously, like, like he's trying to be really quiet, but I can hear him, like, just, he's doing a good job, but I can hear him, like, sneaking up on me. So I'm not worried. I'm just, like, just waiting for him. So he sneaks all the way up around me and outflanks me above me. He has a key position, key terrain. And
Because we're getting strategic about this.
So normally, like, we talk about it, like the strategies we use and tactics we employed and things to make it more impressive, but more effective. And so he goes right above me between brush and this tree, and he stops.
Or so you think.
Or so I think. Yeah, this is where I start, like, freaking out. So,
Because meanwhile, on the other side of the valley,
okay. We'll go into that. So I'm there, like waiting for Tom to jump at me, right? Like he's literally probably only about 30 to 40 feet away. Like he's not far at all, and he's just gone silent. He's just waiting there, like watching me. I can't see him. I just know he's there because I heard him creep up all the way to me. Like it was close, right? Like it was clear. Like somebody creeped up to me, and the only person out there is Tom. And the only person willing to or the know-how that I'm aware of is Tom to strategically and tactically get to an outflanking position like that. Now, something weird happens, right? After about a minute or two, Tom's not chasing me. Tom's just still staying there quietly, which is very uncharacteristically
it's not
Tom.
because like normally I just charge.
And the reason Tom charges is because he's really fast. He's much faster than me, and so as soon as he sees it, like his victim,
But
in this
he's
case
been
me,
working out, just so you know. So there's a chance I'm not as fast as I was.
we'll find out in future episodes. But like normally he just goes right after me, right? And he's not doing it. So that's one like weird thing. Like I'm like,
it's strange for me. Like, I don't understand why he's not, coming after me. But obviously that's Tom. Who else could it be, right? So I say out loud, Tom, I know you're there. Come and get me, man. I'm like something along the lines of, I know you're there, bro. Come on. Like, I've been waiting too long. Like, come at me.
Because I was late. I don't know if you heard earlier.
I don't know if you guys remember earlier.
Just tuning in now.
Super,
I was like,
super late.
letting my buddy get some
As
fitness
per
without me.
usual. Yeah, he's very generous like that. So, like, 5 seconds after I say that out loud, I hear him howling way out in the distance again. And I think, oh shit. As you know, if you watched like any of my previous episodes, I already had like an encounter with this creature. And that messed me up. And so the first thing I jumped to, realizing now that that's not Tom, is it's one of these things. It's one of these creatures. But I want to be sure. And so I take out my phone. I call Tom right there. And I'm like, hey, bro, where are you? And sure enough, he's way on the other side of the valley, nowhere near me. And I'm like freaking out. And I'm just like, please, Tom, please get to me. And I don't really tell him like what's going on. I just want him to get to me as quick as possible because I'm feeling really vulnerable. I'm not feeling good at all. And because like my only conclusion is what I've run into once again is this hominid creature, which happened like a year or two later after the first encounter. And so I tell him, please come to me. And he says, okay, he agrees. So I hang up the phone. And I don't have any weapons on me. I just have like my flashlight, which is better than the first encounter, but I just had my cell phone flashlight. But now, knowing what I know from the first encounter, I don't want to like confirm it, right? I can go over there with my light on and confirm what I think has snuck up on me, that I assumed was Tom. And the unfortunate part is I put myself in a very vulnerable position to make it a challenge. But now that it's real, now I feel really, really vulnerable because my egress routes, my escape routes, are just going further into the wilderness, into more difficult terrain, which was, originally done to challenge myself. And now it's like a real threat.
Further isolation,
Yeah,
potentially.
yeah. And so I think about like what my best options are. And so I don't know if it was the best option, but like I was just, under stress and freaking out, and I didn't know what to do. So I decided that my best path is to just run on this trail and try to get to Tom as fast as possible. And so I make a lot of noise and sound like, like roar, and like make roaring and like screaming noises, I can just try to like look bigger, intimidating, and just run as fast as I can down this trail, which whatever it was, if it wanted to intercept me, it could have done so very easily. So I run as fast as I can to where the trail turns, and down this valley, it goes down to like this road, and we're the only opening between like these very huge like cliffs, basically, to get into this area.
And so that's now this is where I was.
Well, hold on.
Okay.
I was thinking I'll just
You go.
I'll just say the whole story, and
Yep.
then you say like your perspective.
Yep.
So basically, from here, I think Tom's gonna be in that area already, right? Because he just has to go down this valley and back up again, and this is like also in between properties, between the Flying W Ranch and Glen Erie. But he's not there, and I see like his shadow in the distance on the other side of this valley, and so I howl, I howl and let him know like I'm over here, and then I start seeing him coming down, and then all of a sudden he starts running back up, and I'm like, what the I'm just like, what is he doing, because I'm like panicking at this point because there's still brush and concealment all around me, and I can't see, like wherever this is could be, like if it's going through like around me, like I am like feeling very vulnerable at this point. So I just take out my headlamp and I just start flashing him. I mean, not my chest, my headlamp, and he sees that, and he finally comes all the way up to me, and I don't want to talk to him there because I still feel vulnerable. So I say, let's keep going. So we run all the way up this trail, and thank goodness we're in good shape, so we were able to make it up pretty quick to this place called the Scar. This whole area that was mined off for gypsum that you can see from the city of Colorado Springs that was used for the Air Force Academy. And then that area where it's big and open, yeah, you can see everything. That's where I felt safe enough to tell him the story I just told you. And now he's going to say his story and the reason he was late to get to me.
Well, God only knows why I was late to get to you. Or why you were early to get wherever you were going. But, so my perspective on this thing was, you know, it was weird, but not until I had discussed it with Teo here and figuring out exactly what went down. So I come into the wilderness and, you know, I'm communicating with him. I'm like, hey man, you're in? He's like, yeah, come get me. I'm like, okay, cool, come get you. So we park at this, what is that gas station up north, right?
You parked at the gas station. I parked closer where I always got like these tickets that says don't come in your private property, but that's another story.
That's another story. Yeah, and I've been rolling dirty for about 10 years now. So like I need to not have my car noted by anybody. So I'm coming in. I come up this steep ridge. I come down. I'm going in. I've let him know I'm coming. I'm playing this Howland game. I'm hearing him off in the distance. And there is a real easy entrance. I don't take that entrance because I don't know where he's at, but I can hear him howling on the other side of what would be the easy entrance. So I've done this real steep climb. I come down the other side, and indeed, these spines, that you call them spines, that exist out here are evidenced by the Garden of the Gods, but they're features that run up and down the Front Range.
Look up Garden of the Gods, and you know exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah, it's in essence it looks like a wall set made by giants, and there's multiple theories as to how they were formed, but they're beautiful rocks and they're fun to climb on, and they really command the water flow of the areas, and they're just really cool things. So I'm coming down the I guess it would be the western side of the first round of these things.
Southwestern, yeah.
Yeah.
Compared to where I was.
And I'm coming down, and I'm going into this valley, and I'm playing the howl game with him, which, you know, you move for about 5 or 10 minutes, and then you howl, and then you get kind of a direction on where that guy is, and it makes the game more fun. And so we're playing that howl game. I come down into that valley, and I start to come up the other side, and I can still hear him, what I would suggest is a valley over. But far away, still pretty far away. Maybe a mile, half mile. But not in the direct vicinity. Still getting some echoes off of the canyon walls and whatnot. And then I turn back and look along the way I came, which is down into that valley, which is the easy access point to where we're at, up the other side, which is where I came from. And I see what I think is Mateo coming down that side, and I'm watching that, and I'm like, I had just gotten a howl signature maybe 5 minutes ago from the other direction. That's interesting. So I sit tight, and I'm watching this, and then I see what appears to be two. It's dark. There might be a moonlight out because I can see shapes, but I can't see specific shapes. So it's figures in the darkness is what I'm seeing. I see what I think is two figures coming down, following the same route that I just came down. And I'm like, my thought is, okay, there's other people in this valley. I howl out. I don't see what happens to these figures. I don't know exactly what happens, but I don't see them anymore. And I get a howl signature from over here, which is Mateo. And then he comes. I think then at that point.
So do you end up going
I think
back?
I went down into the valley.
Because you were on the other side of the valley.
I think I went down into the valley thinking though those were you. And I think I gave a howl and didn't get a signature. I didn't get a call back. I went down into the valley to see if it was you. And then by that point I get a phone call that says, "Huh, Tom," like a freaked out phone call. And I still think what I saw was maybe a deer or Matt and a deer. I don't know because I'm not freaked out. I'm just like, you know, we're playing in the forest. There's a bunch of shit that happens in the forest. There's a bunch of people that are climbing around. I don't know what's going on. But this man calls me freaked out. And I'll tell you what, there was a weird energy about the forest that night. There was a weird energy about the forest that night. There was, you know, we play this game a lot, and you don't always feel like you're being stalked. This night had a different feel about it. There were two critters, whatever they were, across the way that were not Matt, because he was in a different spot, and that were like humanoid. They moved like they were bipedal. They moved like humans. What happened there?
I don't know. I think it's getting too cold. Hello.
What's it say?
I think it's just getting cold. Continue. So.
Well, so that's the
Before
story.
it
So
gets-
then Matt and I connect. He is freaked out, but not, you know, Matt's a freaky guy. So we then we connect and we stop playing the game. We go right up the mountain, which isn't out of the ordinary, except that normally we would have kept playing the game. But we do climb mountains a lot, so it is a little bit out of the ordinary. And then he divulged that he felt like he was stalked that night by something that wasn't me.
Woo.
And there was something else in the valley, because there were sound signatures coming from away from him.
And sightings of something that looked humanoid type figures that were stalking you.
Yeah.
So anyway, I think the camera's about to give out because it's getting too cold. But
Oh, is that what it's saying?
it's saying something's not
It's flashing
working.
something on the screen.
Yeah. So there you go. There's like my second encounter with someone, an eyewitness that saw something
Something I don't
different. Obviously, we don't know what it was, and I can't it's not definitive because I didn't come back to see like more evidence. But it was obviously enough to stop me from coming out here at night. And tonight is
This
my
was
way of pushing out
Probably
against those
4
fears.
years, 3 years, 4 years back?
Yeah, I think it was 4 years ago.
2014 was when I was in Night Show. So,
So-
it was about that time frame.
So this is me like trying to face those fears and come back out, and hopefully Tom can accompany me more on these because next year, if that group comes back that I engaged with 2 years ago, then I want to be able to have a face to face and have the courage to do that. So thank you, Tom. I appreciate sharing your story.
Thank you.
And I think we're gonna turn this camera off because I think the battery's getting too cold.
Yeah, and it's
Not focusing
it's
anymore.
not focusing, yeah.
So, thank you very much. All right. Components are breaking off on the camera.
It's a legit problem with batteries.
There you have it. Another eyewitness testimony. And from people that I vetted myself and that I trust, that have run into these elusive creatures. Join me next time so we can get a little bit closer to what the truth of the matter is. Till next time.